Well, COVID-19 vaccination mandates continue to be in the news. Healthcare workers, public school teachers, and now students are dealing with vaccine requirements that recently have or will eventually go into effect. 17's Robert Price tried to make sense of it all today.
Kern County is again an outlier. California has one of the highest full vaccination rates in the nation at 60%. Kern County, one of the lowest in California, 42%, putting it right there with most of the Central Valley. Accordingly, Kern County hospitals face some of the most dire circumstances in the state in terms of staffing and ICU capacity. It's so bad, 3 Kern County hospitals have called out the National Guard, literally. 14 members of the National Guard arrived at Adventist Health Bakersfield on Saturday. They'll work 3 days on and 3 days off for an undetermined length of time. And Adventist says it needs even more clinical and nursing help. Adventist Health Kern County President Daniel Walcott is happy to have the National Guard medics.
These medics are working in our emergency department. Their scope of practice includes things like starting IVs, passing medications, drawing blood, and of course transporting and taking care of patients who may need one-to-one care.
The National Guard is also trying to alleviate staff shortages and surging COVID-19 cases at 2 Dignity Health hospitals in Bakersfield, Mercy Downtown and Mercy Southwest. And all this transpires amid widespread distrust of vaccines, skepticism about the virus, and resistance to mask mandates and lockdowns here in Kern County. Even, in some cases, among hospital staff. 10% of Adventist employees have received medical or religious exemptions from vaccination, and 2 nurses have quit over the mandate. Meanwhile, the hospital's COVID unit is near capacity, and the vast majority of patients are unvaccinated. At Dignity, the situation is similar. Some employees have received medical or religious exemptions from the vaccination mandate, and some have quit. The 3 hospitals' COVID unit capacities are also high, with the vast majority unvaccinated. Mercy Southwest received a team of 14 National Guard combat medics on September 13th and another team for Mercy Downtown on September 20th. Both teams are scheduled to stay through mid-October. Healthcare workers aren't the only ones dealing with vaccination mandates. Public school teachers have until October 15th to be vaccinated. And at the Kern High School District, administrators are sorting the vaccinated from those who've opted for testing instead. Vaccination mandates for public school students go into effect in California when vaccines are fully approved for children, which likely will not be before July 1st, 2022. Resistance to that pending mandate is also simmering, with some parents talking about putting their students in online schools. Vaccination mandates will go even farther if President Biden has his way. Last month, he ordered the Department of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Administration, federal OSHA, to develop a rule that will require all employers with 100 or more employees to ensure their workforce is fully vaccinated or to produce a negative test result on at least a weekly basis. At present, that rule would apply to private companies only. If recent history is any indication, efforts to vaccinate the reluctant and the unwilling will have its toughest time right here in Kern County. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
And today, Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer issued a consumer